like this guitar?
I'm personally more of a Taylor guy myself.
This is Ransom Mass.
Oh, I've heard your name so many times that haven't seen you for many years, but
He grew
yes,
up, right?
yes,
I
yes,
think I got a little tall.
yeah. No, I grew up before the era of Taylors and all this, yeah, I've got three Gibsons, so I like Gibsons.
Guitars I would play and
Yeah. Save a place for Kathy because I don't know where she's supposed to.
We got one extra.
Yeah. By all means. Yeah, where are you gonna sit? Okay. It's what you said right along. Okay. So she's weighed in on it. So how long have you been playing, Max?
so funny story. I started this past summer, but
Uh-huh.
I have what I like to call an exponential growth spurt, and I don't want to say I'm very, very, very good. Sounds a little cocky to me, but I've gotten I've
Well,
got
wait, what styles do you play?
I'm a song leader, so
Okay.
stuff everyone can sing. I hope to be a cantor one day. So
Okay.
A lot of Jewish music is sort of my
Okay.
specialty.
Because the thing is about guitar, especially like where is that you can be like an ace
Yeah.
on one style.
Yeah.
There's like 20 other kinds of guitar music you can learn, and they're fun.
Yeah, I love playing everything.
There's like piano rag'em. And you can do piano rags, and there's a million kinds of styles, and each one of them we're hungry. But that's great. I mean, it's got to.
I mean, it's really. I think I found
guitar
my
jumps
calling.
into your hand.
I love
You do it.
We got to go to
song leader boot camp.
the St. Louis.
How fun.
It was awesome.
That is.
Made a bit of a name for myself.
You play
Yeah.
Oh, camp.
Us through.
Yeah, that's the place to song. I met Ramon. I'm gonna be Roshi Ron next year.
Wow, great.
Yeah.
So we're not
Yeah.
playing. We're
Nope.
not playing.
I was at Asrui
awesome.
with Debbie Fried.
So
We are playing this.
She
We
was
are not.
her first. I
What
was
is
on
the next song
staff
after that?
when she first came
These are
in.
Yes.
And
We do
during
play that?
staff training, it's like, okay, there's this new song that you're going, oh, and she just blew the hell out of it. So, no, there was a lot of things. Debbie and all that. Jeff Puckett's a good friend.
yeah, that's awesome. Say here, Tommy. Hey, Tommy, this is what you got. Your job is to sing. This is sort of my ideal song. Unless I'm
Glad they had reserved seating for tonight.
Oh, lights on. כולנו ביחד. כולנו ביחד. Shabbat Shalom. Or is it Happy Holidays? It's so wonderful to see our sanctuary filled tonight. I would like to invite our kids to come sit down so we can make room for some of our grown-ups in here. This is the best kind of problem to have, a very full sanctuary with standing room only. But I want to invite you guys to come down here onto the floor. And if you're an adult and you want to sit on the floor too, you're welcome to come and join us.
We're definitely going to find Kathy on the floor.
Are they here? They are. All right, I'm going to warm us up a little and bring us back together.
Again, we'll invite any people who would like to sit on the floor. Anybody can join. You can sit up here as well. But what a wonderful, wow, I just want to take this all in. Let's look around the sanctuary and to see all these people who know and love Becky and Marcy and Kathy, and all these people also who know and love Ella Weiner, who are here to celebrate as she takes her place as an adult within the Jewish community. Ella, we're happy to have you and your whole extended family here. Ella, why don't you bring your family up so we can light Shabbat candles? They moved. They were sitting over there before. Now, all right. I mean, you were sitting over there. Weren't they over there? Okay. They were over there. I think Jonathan is mine. They were there, and now they're gone. They went into the parted sea. Come on up.
everyone to rise for Baruch Hu.
We're here this evening, of course, to celebrate Kathy, Marcy, and Becky. And we'll have plenty of beautiful words to say about them, but with our teachers here in our midst, how could we not ask them to also teach us this evening? And throughout the service, Marcy and Becky and Kathy will be giving us some coven notes, some inspiration for our prayer.
What is the Shema about? Many of them will say, listening. Others will say, only one God. And some will say, focusing. And they'll do like this. Thank you, Cantor. And I would ask them, so what? Why focus on listening or paying attention or monotheism, one God? What is it we're trying to understand? And some of them will know that the Shema is in the middle of the love sandwich. It's the filling between the two slices of bread. The bottom slice, found in the prayer before the Shema, Ahavat Olam or Ahava Rabbah, is God's endless love that continues to flow toward us. God displays God's love in the gift of Torah, and by lovingly implanting in humans the ability to learn and discern, to be aware and to care, this immense flow of love is always accessible. And the top of the filling is another slice of bread, our love. God's love, our love. And we display our love through our dedication in teaching and learning, in the way we care for others, in our symbols that remind us our values, like a mezuzah, and how we treat each other and the people around us. Our display of ahava, of love, brings justice and kindness into our world. So what about the filling, the Shema? May I offer an understanding that is the ahava, the love, that's in the middle of the love sandwich. Oh, I made a mess. And so here's what happens, what that Shema means. We declare with pride, Shema Yisrael. People of Israel, Jews, listen with love and compassion. Your name, Yisrael, confirms that life is not easy. We will struggle with God, with ourselves, even with each other. And it's when we turn to listen and to hear God, to hear ourselves, to hear each other, with our hearts, open hearts, with love, that's when we can really move forward. That's when we can feel the love and find the guidance that God has given us and go towards good. Adonai Eloheinu, God whom we call Yud-Heh Vav-Heh, we call God Adonai, our God. Eloheinu, not my God, not your God, our God. We're in this world together, and together we hold the sacred task of caring for it and all its inhabitants. Adonai Echad, the God, that one God, can be close to us. That Yud-Heh Vav-Heh that we call Adonai, that is our one God. Therefore, all of us sending unending love to all God's creatures, humans, animals, ants, trees, air, everything around us exists because of the same God. We exist equally, however we understand divinity and with the capacity to go toward good. So the bottom bread, Ahavat Olam, an everlasting love that flows to us, is a flow of chesed, of ahava that continually nurtures and feeds and guides the world. The filling, a listening and discerning of how, with love, of how to understand our world. And the top slice, v'ahavta, and you shall love, a commitment to feel and think and act, to learn and to teach and to care with deep ahava, deep love. When we listen and struggle with love, with ahava, when we speak and teach and act and interact with love, we are bringing our understanding of the Shema into the world. We make a difference toward good. May we be blessed to feel and to witness ahava rabbah and ahavat olam, endless love in the world. May we be blessed to understand ourselves and others with love. And may we be blessed to bring greater love to ourselves, to others, and to the world.
It's a snack for later. Let's help create that love sandwich together.
Baruch
join together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, but the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. There is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Let's all get up on our feet, put our hands together. And the women dancing with their tears all over the as she sings her song. Sing a song to all who we may come. There you have the women dancing all night long. And Miriam was a weaver of unique royalty. The tapestry she wove from one big thing on the food. With every thread and every thread she wrapped her light. A woman had true spirit, she lives for the light. Here we go! And the women dancing with their tears all over the as she sings her song. Sing a song to all who we may come. There you have the women dancing all night long. Here we go. Miriam stood upon the shores and gazed across the sea. The wonder of the spiritual she soon came to believe. Whoever thought to speak the word with an outstretched hand, and we would pass the stream and march through the promised land. And the women dancing with their kingdoms all over the earth as she sings her song. Sing a song to all who we may come. There you have the women dancing all night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. And Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance today. 5, 6, 7, 8, and the women dancing with their timbrels all over the earth as she sang her song. Sing a song to all who we may come. Here you have the women dancing all night long. All our voices together. And the women dancing with their timbrels all over the earth as she sang her song. Sing a song to all who we may come. Here you have the women dance and dance all night long.
Looks like they wiped out all the kids.
I want to invite
All wiped out. That is sad.
Maddie and Emma on up.
Some of the Red Sea flag. I don't know.
Deep breath. want to invite our kids to come help lead Adonai Sfatai. We're going to face the ark, everyone. Adonai Sfatai. All right. Going to face the ark.
Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
One more time.
Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Adonai Sfatai Tifta. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha. Ufi Yagid Tehilatecha.
The truth is, I was asked to offer an introduction to this prayer, Shalom Rav, because the melody was written by Jeff Klepper and Danny Friedlander, goes back a long way, and so do I. Actually, it was written in 1974, which is the year I graduated high school. This prayer for peace is one of so many in our liturgy. Oseh Shalom is another. Beginning in the late 1960s, my family, and Daniel's too, belonged to a very small synagogue in DuPage County, in the western suburbs, which might as well be Iowa. Okay, thank you. The congregation had no full-time staff, and we met in a church basement. The Torah scroll lived in the back of somebody's station wagon and was gently carried in and out of the church each Friday evening to the basement. The families were a tight-knit group, and everyone knew that everyone needed to step in. It was truly an all-volunteer community and actually a very powerful model for a community. Meanwhile, the Vietnam War was raging, and the TV, daily newspapers, and Life magazine were filled with horrifying images, growing body counts, and gruesome descriptions of the war. Each Friday night in the church basement with my family and our closest friends, and the evening sun streaming through the upper windows, we would sing Oseh Shalom. And in my childish heart, I believed that if everyone in the world sang Oseh Shalom at the very same time, the war would end. Shalom Rav, abundant peace. Close your eyes, sing with a full heart, and let the world know that we will not stop working for peace.
It's one of my favorite camp songs. I want to invite you to stand up and put your arms around one another. This is how we bring peace, connecting, paying attention, seeing one another, and praying with a full heart.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Hasid Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Hasid Leolam. Ki אתה בכבוד, לך השלום. כי אתה Shalom
Hold on.
It's not my job to turn it on. I'm so excited. When Rabbi London mentioned that she would like the three of us to offer teachings before one of the prayers, before she even said it, I knew she would ask me to offer some words about the Mishabeach prayer. I feel like radar in MASH. It did provide a moment of reflection, though. Why, when I've had the honor of co-leading worship, was I often moved to write the introduction to this prayer in particular? For me, of all the prayers that we do, this is the prayer that really moves my soul. It provides a spiritual moment when I can open my heart and literally bring those who are in need of healing of mind, body, and spirit into my prayers. I think about the names you have casually shared with me in an email or a passing conversation. I read through the list each week and recall the faces and the smiles of those I know. I bring to mind not only those who may be in the hospital or hospice, But I search for the connections, the relatives whom I know may be gathered at their bedside, who could also use prayers for strength and spiritual healing as well. And added to my prayers are the names of my own loved ones and friends who live within my heart each and every day. The Mishnah Berach asks for refuat hanefesh for refuat haguf, the healing of the soul and the healing of the body, recognizing inherently that the two are distinct and both are necessary. Recently, I learned that a friend received a cancer diagnosis. I called her, but was greeted with her voicemail. As soon as her outgoing message ended, I found myself at a loss as to what to say before I found myself ending my message by saying that I would include her name in my Mishnah Berach prayers. And as I just shared, I do this every Shabbat. But what does this mean? What am I praying for when I recite the Mishnah Berach? I would venture to say we are certainly not asking God to lift the punishment of illness. Many of us may also struggle with this type of prayer in general, the idea that we can request something specific for one person to be healed over another. Dr. Bill Cutter at Hebrew Union College had me thinking in a published article on the topic. We may not believe that God will choose to make, let's say, a Jew in New York well while ignoring a survivor of a plane crash, but we do know how we hope when our backs are up against the wall. Dr. Cutter goes on to suggest that more than that, the prayer reaches out to others in our community. It engages our involvement. It implicitly asks for us to act, to visit the sick, to support the caregivers. It is a call to awareness when we are well, that we may not be smug and indifferent. It is a call to compassion as well as action. I found an interesting communal blessing for healing. May the one who is the source of blessing for our ancestors bring blessings of healing upon those in need, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. May those in whose care they are entrusted be gifted with wisdom and skill, and those who surround them be gifted with love and trust, openness and support in their care. God, let your spirit rest upon all who are ill and comfort them. May they and we soon know a time of complete healing, a healing of the body, a healing of the spirit, and let us say, Amen. What I like about this version in particular is how it acknowledges that illness is not an individual affliction. It ripples out and touches so many, the families, the friends, the caregivers, and the community of those who are also in need of care. Wisdom and skill, and also love and trust. I love that prayer. This prayer inherently recognizes the many facets of healing, the soul and the body, the individual and the community, and that it reaches towards the elusive thing, refuah shlema, a complete healing that requires not only science, but spirit as well. Something to think about this evening as we prepare to recite the Mishnah Berach.
Misheberach avotenu,
In our prayer book, there are 3 types of prayers. Prayers of praise, praising God for all of the wonderful things that we see in the world and in our lives. Prayers of petition, asking God for things like justice and peace and healing, as we have just done. And prayers of gratitude, to say thank you for all that we have in our lives. And on Shabbat, we have no prayers of petition, because on Shabbat we don't need to ask God for anything, because the world is perfect as it is. And God's resting too, and why would we want to bother God in any way? So, Kathy, Marcy, and Becky, I was thinking about honoring you, and we have a lot of praise and a lot of gratitude to offer, but no petitions for you on this Shabbat. Because over the years, we have asked you for so many things, mundane and profound. A light bulb is out, there's no toilet paper in the bathroom, the sink has backed up, the alarm is going off. My kid has soccer practice, is going to miss the last part of Beit Sefer. I need some help in Hebrew. A grandparent has died. How do I help my child with grief? I need help planning a funeral, wedding, shiva, Kabbalat mitzvah. If I were to list everything that Kathy and Marcy and Becky have done over the years, we would be here at least until Rosh Hashanah. But you know that, because you have seen how hard they've worked. And perhaps you have even petitioned them for something or another over all these years. And when you did, what you found was love, was a can-do spirit, and an open heart to do what you needed. And that's what makes this place so incredibly special. Becky and I have been working together here for 24 years. As Becky likes to say, our relationship has lasted longer than most marriages. We used to call each other our daytime spouse, but our husbands would beg to differ since we had so many evening meetings. They said, I think that you see Becky more than you see us. Marcy came at a very difficult time for us here at the congregation in 2009, as Rhonda Mladenoff, our beloved director of education, before that early childhood director, was ill and died. But Marcy came in understanding that we were a grieving community, and came with so much openness and love, and has entered our hearts in the last 16 years with all of that love. And Kathy, you predate me. You've had so many roles here at Beth Emmet, being an early childhood teacher, a co-director, and then director of our early childhood program here. And together, the 4 of us have endured many challenges and hardships and sorrows along the way. Difficult times in our community, deaths of people that we have loved, and we have been there for each other and for our community. And we've also had a lot of fun together over the year, a lot of laughter, a lot of good food, opportunity to create meaningful programs and experiences, and how much delight we had from bringing that to the community together. And why did you get so much delight from doing for our community? Because it mattered to you. Being an educator, being an executive director, it was not just a job. It was always a calling for the 3 of you. This place mattered, and the people, each and every individual, mattered to the 3 of you. You brought, as the theme for the evening is, your heart and your soul and your might, your levavcha, nafshecha, and me'odecha, to everything you did here. And so we come this evening to praise the 3 of you for your care, for your love, for your effort. I don't know what we will do when we walk into this building and don't hear Becky Kaplan saying, hiya, hiya. Everybody's had that greeting, and it's always double or sometimes triple. Her bubbly energy, her enthusiasm, her magnetic smile that goes from ear to ear, her willingness to make anything happen if it's something that you want or something that you need. And that's just what we saw on the surface. Behind the scenes as executive director, there was the budget and fundraising and staffing and building and committee work, all done with Becky's characteristic humor and positivity. She would come up with ideas to care for people because she really understood how people felt. That the first year after one had died, on Yom Kippur, you could expect Becky to be there with a Yortzeit candle to remember your loved one. But more than that, Becky was outside of the mold of executive director. When I would go away on my rabbinic conferences, people would say, "Who's leading worship for you?" And now, of course, also we have Rabbi Manawith, who's wonderful, but oftentimes in the early years, I'd say, "Becky Kaplan is my executive director." And they would say, "Your executive director leads worship?" And I would say, "Yeah." And she teaches Torah beautifully too. Because we don't stay in our boxes here at Beth Emet. If somebody has a passion and is good at something, and for Becky, worship, community mattered. And she can lead worship beautifully. And of course, we all know about her leading of Tikkun Midot groups, bringing people together to work on their soul traits so that they can grow and become their best selves. People who participate in Becky's Tikkun Midot group know what an amazing teacher is and how much they've been touched by what they have learned from her. Kathy. Starting out as a teacher in our early childhood program, taught Shabbat, singing, supper and s'mores, Gan Yom Rishon, the list goes on of the number of things that you have done here and all of the wonderful programs you have created. And behind the scenes, being the principal of the early childhood program, supervising teachers, parent consultation, Shabbat connections, it's those wonderful meals that arrive at your home on a Friday night when you've had something going on in your life. Kathy coordinates the people who cook and those who drive. Ozrim, which has been a group here at Beth Emet that helps people who are in need, getting them rides to the hospital if they need it, getting a meal, reaching out and caring, following up with a phone call, organizing our Mishaberach list. And what you might not know about Kathy is that she also is an expert on playground design. Yes, when we redid our playground, Kathy brought to the committee all of the ways in which playgrounds needed to change and be different and be open for creativity for kids, and she helped design this wonderful new playground we have. And Kathy was always there to talk to families. She played the role of nurse, social worker, teacher, developmental psychologist, confidant, and as I said, playground designer. She also, she was also a leader of our Tikkun Midot groups. When we started the Tikkun Midot program here at Beth Emet, Kathy and Marcy and Becky all went to the training, and Mark Margolius, the rabbi who's responsible for the program, said, "This is amazing, Andrea. I don't think I've ever had a synagogue where the executive director and the director of early childhood were leading groups and had the ability to teach Torah in that way. You are very lucky." And I said, "You don't even know the half of it." Marcy, you bring your great deep love of Jewish learning. I've never seen anybody who gets so much joy in teaching and delights when students have new insights. But the other thing that's amazing about Marcy is her tremendous openness. Marcy, believe it or not, gets complaints sometimes about what people don't like about Beit Sefer or how their child is not learning in the way they would like them to learn. And what does Marcy do when she gets a complaint? She doesn't ever get defensive. She listens. And she says, "Let's figure out how to solve this together. Let's figure out a way for your child to be able to learn, because every student matters." Marcy believes it's important not just to impart information, but to build Jewish souls. And look at all of these beautiful Jewish souls that she has built here and over the last 16 years. Marcy believes not just in teaching about how many candles do we light on Shabbat and how do we celebrate Hanukkah, but the social emotional development of every student so that their Judaism is a deep part of their full heart and that she has enveloped them in that love sandwich that she talked about tonight. And when we were in COVID, Marcy knew how to pivot somehow to help the teachers teach on Zoom. And behind the scenes, what was Marcy doing? Supporting teachers, parents, students, supervising the youth programs, the early childhood program, and of course, adult ed also. She's a director of lifelong learning. It's not just Bates Safer K through 6. It's not just the kids, but all the way through to adults that Marcy has nurtured and worked with our adult ed committee to bring wonderful, creative, and advanced adult learning to our community. And she also chairs the inclusion committee. Why? Because Marcy wants to make sure that everybody can be included here in the congregation, that there should be no physical impediment, no psychological impediment, no learning impediment, that we need to open our space. And of course, that's who Marcy is, with an open heart and soul, to make sure that everyone feels welcomed in. And how could we have had this wonderful Tikkun Midot program without Marcy as our amazing coordinator? It was a number of years ago, it's probably 10 years ago now, that Marcy and I were on a retreat with the Institute for Jewish Spirituality, and they started talking about this program, Tikkun Midot, and I said, we're going to do this, Marcy. And you know why it happened here? Not because I said we're going to do it, because Marcy did it. Marcy made it happen. Love and care, thoughtfulness, and deep learning. Becky, Kathy, and Marcy. I can't imagine 3 more amazing, wonderful human beings who have been my friend, my confidant, my colleagues. When Becky said tonight, I knew that Rabbi London was going to ask me to give the introduction to Misha Be'erach. It's because at this point, the number of years we've worked together, and I think if I were to count them all up, we would get to almost 75, which is how old the congregation is. But we have a certain mind meld with each other, that we can look at each other, that we can say a word, that we can bring up memory, and we can laugh, or we can run off and do something because we know someone needs something. But that's what it means to work in a community of such love and of such caring. I don't even know how to say thank you for all of that. Modim anachnu lechem. We are so thankful to the 3 of you for your kindness, your care, your commitment, your creativity. How hard you work would be an understatement, because it wasn't hard work that you did here at Beth Emet. It was passionate and loving work with purpose and vision. You have touched and transformed so many lives, not just the people sitting here in the sanctuary, but generations of people who have been at Beth Emet, who came here all the time or who walked into the building just once. You touched them, you moved them, you helped them grow. Our Torah portion this week is Kedoshim, and it begins with these words, Kedoshim tihiyu, you shall be holy. And it's said in the plural, it's not in the singular. That every single person in the Israelite community is told in the book of Leviticus, you must be holy. Not just Moses, not just Aaron, not just Miriam, but the whole community is commanded to be holy. But how do we get to holiness? We need good leadership to live holy lives. Kathy, Marcy, Becky, you have helped us grow, to learn about ourselves and our tradition, to connect deeply with others, to work on making our community, both within Beth Emet and the greater community around us, a better, kinder, more just place. In a word, you have made all of us holier. Beth Emet and all of us will forever be better because of you. And so we say, as only Becky Kaplan would, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I like the snaps. So I'm going to invite the president of our congregation, Nisan Chafkin, because we have some gifts that we would like to present to you. So Kathy, Marcy, and Becky, please come on up.
Shabbat Shalom. Point of privilege. I think it's fair to quote the rabbi in adding to what the rabbi said. Because as the rabbi has taught many times in his congregation, when we say b'chol levavecha, with all your heart, it doesn't mean the same thing as it means in romantic poetry. In biblical times, the heart was the center of your mind. This was where you did your work. And it's a great tribute to this congregation that our leadership doesn't just feel. They don't just do. They use their God-given talents. They teach, they think, they wrestle. And I suggest it's part of their great success in making this congregation the place where all of us have found a home. So, my goodness, okay. It is my privilege to offer, we have selected for each of our friends a verse, something to read that we thought fit them. So the first one comes from the book of Isaiah, and it reads as follows, Melocha la'aretz kvodo, which means the whole earth is filled with the glory of God. And this is for Marcy. How am I supposed to do this? Am I supposed to read each and then people come up? Okay, there we go. This is for Marcy. You may show it to everybody here. We'll do it like this. It's beautiful. Yeah. Oh, right. We have to show the entire congregation. Sorry. We'll get this right by the third one. There we go. For Kathy, we have a selection from the Talmud, which is Ein ha'olam mitkayem ela bishvil hevel tinokot, where the world only exists because of the breath of small children. Again, a beautiful, I will try and do the whole congregation now. So we'll start over here. We'll go there, way in back. Good luck. And there we go. And the third one is a quote from someone called Becky Kaplan. And it's fittingly part of liturgy. Liturgy we hear on Yom Kippur in the afternoon. And if you've never been here on Yom Kippur in the afternoon, I invite you to choose this year to come back, because it's a special moment when all of us just sit there and think and work with each other and reach a moment of healing. And the prayer goes like this. It says, I pray because I love and I care. It all begins and ends with love. And on behalf of a very grateful congregation, we hope that when you see these mementos, that you remember what you meant to us.
Don't go anywhere. But wait, there's more. thank you to our wonderful musician in residence, Barb Wartico, for writing this beautiful song in honor of the three of you tonight.
All the special people in our lives bring us joy, make our day. Just your smiles can brighten up the sky when it's dark, when it's gray. Three's a magic number, so they say. The three of you make it true because you teach our children well. You teach our children well and know we love you. There's a bitter sweetness in the air, sad to see you go, but grateful to know you, wishing you the best for your new start. Peace and love from all our hearts. You teach our children well. You teach our children well, and you know we love you. And know you treat our families well. Please don't mind if we fell, because we love you. And you know we love you.
And of course, we want to offer blessings to Becky and Marcy and Kathy. And we have this amazing talit that they made happen at our last retreat up at Osrui. And we'd like to invite everybody who's here who is part of the current or has been part of the board at Beth Emmett in the past, and of course all of our past officers and presidents, to please join us here to hold the talit over Becky and Marcy and Kathy. Which is good. You guys have to be underneath it. Long. It's good that it's long. Look at Hannah Kaplan made this amazing talit. You need some guys stand in the center.
Love you. Do you want to go to the front, Andrea? Yeah, maybe we should. Yeah.
I love all these people up here. Look at all these leadership. Come on up. Yeah, I think it's great.
And it's still full.
God bless you and keep you. Denny Rodson. May the light of God's countenance shine down upon you and continue to shine through your souls and through everything that you do in the world. And may you feel God's grace. Kenny Rodson. Oh God, we pray that you will watch over our precious Marcy and Becky and Kathy, that you will guide their path as they move forward from this wonderful moment, from all of the love and care that they gave to our community for so many years, and that we know they have so much more to give in the world. And God, we pray that you will continue to guide them and to guard their steps and to be present in everything that they do, and give them some moments of peace and of rest, of what we say, shalom.
We push it back to the back, and those in the back can grab that and help fold it. Thanks. Oh, good, thank you.
Natalie said it was going to be a no crying night. She vowed it would be a no crying night. Well, there's the counting with Omar, and then we're going to do. Yeah?
It all mixes up together.
But then there's.
Okay, it's my job to settle us. I don't know that there's another way around this, but you're going to hear the same thing. I am so moved, and my devotion and my care go so deep. In 2009, Rabbi London convinced Beth Emmet decision makers, I don't know who they were, to allow me to be an interim educator. A year later, after I had fallen in love with this community, a formal search committee opened a door for me to be the director of lifelong learning. And it's been my privilege to serve this community, to love this community, and to learn and to teach in this community. My friends know me to say that Beth Emmet is a place of high connection. Connection to each other, to social justice and making a difference in the world, to learning and truth-telling, and to building meaningful community that calls us together for joys and sorrows, for fun and care. My role has afforded me the opportunity to formally learn and to teach, as well as the quiet, to guide others in moments as we strive to understand ourselves, to find our right effort, and to grow in our capacity to act with love, to bring righteousness to the world, and to support each other with kindness. I am so grateful to the many sixth graders, Kabbalat Mitzvah students-to-be, to the Kabbalat Mitzvah students themselves, to children, to teens, and adults who have taught me to question deeper and stretch further. And to the teachers, the mentors, and learners in this congregation who dedicate themselves to Talmud Torah, to learning Torah toward living Torah, and who have taught me to pause and sometimes to question before I speak and act. It is from my students of all ages whom I have learned the most. I stand on the shoulders of so many before me and others who stand with me. I am so grateful to my parents who nurtured me with great love and opened doors for me as my curiosity grew. And it's my delight that my mom is here today. She just moved yesterday. So grateful to my siblings and friends who allowed me to be who I was and am while challenging me to be honest along the way. To my kids and their friends and their growing families who allow me to be a part of their lives and who give me the opportunity to gain wisdom and to understand different lenses. To my amazing, loving husband who continually supports me in my personal and professional desires and endeavors. My many mentors and teachers in schooling, in professional development opportunities, and in my work settings who guided and encouraged me, who believed in my growth and in my abilities. To my amazing educator colleagues, to the Clay Kodesh that was, that is, and a little bit that will be, the staff, the faculty members, and the lay leadership at Beth Emet who challenged me and believed in me through these years. In particular, to the leadership of our board, of the Lifelong Learning Advisory Group, of the Adult Education Committee, the Inclusion Committee, and the facilitators of Tikkun Midot. Together, we created value-filled, magical opportunities for congregants and for ourselves to explore Judaism, to reflect inwardly, to make a difference in the world, and to create meaningful, loving community. It's really my privilege to share this evening with Kathy and Becky, two colleagues with whom I have grown, created, cried, and laughed. The gifts of Beth Emet often multiply as the connections deepen. The strength of Beth Emet has been, and I believe will continue to be, its dedicated, kind, and diverse humans. Toda Rabah to Adonai for continued connection, love, and acceptance. My deepest gratitude is toward Shekhinah that I experience in each of us, among us, and around us. I pray that we can continue to feel Ahava Rabbah, to have the strength to navigate the challenges and the mindfulness to bring love to all that we think and feel, know and do. May we be forever aware of our connectedness. I am forever grateful to this house of truth. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. I am blown away that you all are here to be with Marcy and Kathy and I. Is it on? Okay. I'll swallow the mic, Rabbi. I am blown away that you have come here this evening to honor, to celebrate. And it's not just Marcy, Kathy, and I, it's our community. And I'm so appreciative for those that are here in the room and those that are online, as I know many are. When I started working at Beth Emet, my daughter Hannah was 5 years old, and she would tell everyone who would listen that I was the queen of Beth Emet. Embarrassed, I asked her why she kept saying this, and her response was so illuminating. Because Rabbi Noble is the king of Beth Emet who rules the synagogue, and you are the queen who takes care of the people. Brilliant. While the role of an executive director spans many responsibilities, what nourished me the most was the opportunity to be in community, building relationships and experiencing the magic that happens when people come together to create something greater than the sum of its parts. A few special highlights: working with the Project Hamotzi task force that eventually launched our soup kitchen, reimagining and revitalizing our building starting in 2012, and then raising more than $7 million for this and for our foundation, and the 70th anniversary celebration, which we celebrated both our community and the legacy of Rabbi Noble, who had just passed away, a carefully crafted feat. And just to plug, we're celebrating 75th on June 7th. Come, 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 it'll be a lot of fun. It has been an honor to work alongside extraordinary presidents and lay leaders, transforming ideas into sacred action, from joyous celebrations to powerful social justice initiatives. Everything we do at Beth Emet affirms the values of Torah, avodah, worship and study, and gimilut chasadim, acts of loving kindness. And honestly, a career doesn't get better than that. Over the years, I've encountered many Jewish spaces, but what we have here is truly unique. This is a congregation of deep thinkers who don't just settle for the easy answers. You wrestle with purpose, with heart, and with integrity. You show up, especially when it's hard, and you strive not for comfort, but for transformation, for personal, communal, and spiritual. And I'm a better person because it has pushed me in ways that I never would have imagined. I was blessed that my role as executive director extended beyond the job description. As Rabbi London already mentioned, I had the honor of co-leading worship when she was away, and I co-facilitate one of the Tikkun Midot Vadots. I chaperoned several of the high school trips, including to the south after Katrina, and to El Paso to learn more about what's happening at the border. And along with the Evanston Interfaith Clergy last year, I was able to co-facilitate group conversations after the powerful presentations on the history of the Palestinian-Israeli conflict. Each of these opportunities, and so much more, is an example of the many gifts that have challenged me to grow in unexpected ways, and I am forever grateful. Equally so, one of the greatest gifts has been working with a tremendous group of dedicated members of our staff. To our office staff, past and present, thank you. You've embodied a member-first ethos, managing the complexities of synagogue life with grace and care. And to Miriam and Melinda, I can see the impact of these current transitions, and I'm especially grateful for your steadiness. To Debbie, our finance manager, who is so amazingly meticulous and caring. It has been such a treat to have my office next to yours for all these years, where I overheard your conversations with members who may have just called with a question about their statement, but you took the time to ask them how they were. And if somebody was ill, you shared that with the clergy. You have such a big heart, and I remain grateful for all that you do. And to our newest member, Debbie Siegel Acevedo, or like we call her DSA, I know you played a key role in the planning for tonight, and I thank you. I love having you on this side of congregational life. Ronnie, Marshall, Michael, if each of you who are sitting here in this room only knew how hard they work. For a congregation our size, our program load is that of a congregation 3 times our size. And the amount of setups, cleanups, logistical challenges, maintenance repairs, and being pulled in a million different directions on a busy night like tonight, it takes some very special folks to keep their cool and get it done. My message to each of you tonight is this: thank them when you see them. Your acts of kindness will go far. And to Butch, as most of you know, he does not just do security. The care and warmth that he shares with each person who walks through our doors is above and beyond. Hanging out with kids from Kahal who love to sit with him in our old foyer, assisting people at the door. My most memorable moment was with Ada Golbis, who couldn't be more than 4.5 feet tall, holding a purse as he walked her to the sanctuary. I often joked I wish he would just pick her up and carry her. And he banters with people at the check-in. This is security, really knowing who is in our building. And wow, Barb, dear Barb, my Shabbats and holidays are complete only if I see you. The gift of music that you bring to the congregation, the pieces that you compose, oh my God, your creativity with Purim each year, and for all that you do, we are truly blessed. And I thank you for including Dan when you had the band. Playing with you is truly his happy place. It is. And to my colleagues on Clay Kodesh, my tenure began with Rabbi Noble, as you heard. I will not lie, when I first met him, I was a bit intimidated. He had this intense energy with the weight of the world on his shoulders, but his brilliance, his tireless dedication to this congregation and to the Jewish people, his drive to make our world a better place, that for me only confirmed that I was at the right congregation. He was an amazing partner and colleague, and I know that I was the envy of many executive directors throughout the country to have a rabbi's rabbi as my partner. I miss him dearly, think of him and Elaine often, and periodically wonder what a powerful Devar Torah he would give on the state of the world if he were alive today. Retiring is bittersweet, and one regret is that I did not get a chance to work with you, Cantor Young, for as long as I would have liked. You already know how much I love your music, your spirit, but for me it's been transformational to see what you've been able to do with worship in the short time you've been here. You are such a soulful, spiritual person who loves and cares deeply, and while we will not be working together, I know we will remain good friends. And to our educators, I want to start with Rhonda Mladenoff, whose yahrzeit is this Shabbat. She was our early childhood director who became our education director when Haima Levin retired. She exuded her love of young children, and I learned so much from her, and she made me smile when I would see her teaching. But she also taught me what it meant to be a friend to somebody who was ill. She was such a trooper, and her spirit lives on in these walls. I often stop on the stairwell in the school wing, looking at the tiles that the kids and the staff painted after she died, capturing her spirit and her impact on all who she taught. And to Haima, she had a way about her when she started her teaching voice. I learned so much from her as well. And dear Marcy, you are a teacher's teacher. Your wise words, the way in which you see the world, how you bring optimism and spirit when we are always not so confident. It's been such a blessing to work with you, to learn from you, and to be with you. And dear Kathy, I am forever grateful for your wise counsel when my kids were young. Equally so, I have always appreciated our partnerships when we could work together closely. Your love of children and the extra care that you provide in your pastoral role is truly inspiring. And Pierce, while our relationship is on the newer side, I am in awe of your love for Judaism and community. Your energy is infectious, and I really appreciate how much you have come into your own as your position has evolved. We are lucky to have you as part of the Klei Kodesh. And to Rabbi London, my colleague, my mentor, as you heard, my work spouse, my friend. I am forever grateful for you, for the ways that are beyond what I can describe or share here. You have this uncanny ability to cut through the noise and arrive at the truth, or at least the perfect answer for the moment, instantly. It's amazing to experience. You've shaped how I think, how I lead, and how I choose to live life. You have opened my eyes to many important issues and perspectives and how to approach the sacred work that we do. You lead from a place of deep moral conviction. Because of that, we are all better, and I am better. I could go on, but I will leave that for a private moment. And my last thank you goes to my family, to my children, who I know put up with a lot with all my craziness, especially around the high holidays. But I also know how much this community has held you and loved you and taught you and pushed you in ways that you will continue to appreciate as you evolve as adults. And from the bottom of my heart, I thank you for the space that you've given, and I love you. And Dan, I could not have done this job without you, not just because you did more than your share of the household, which you did, but when I needed an extra hand at an event or a sympathetic ear to just listen and not share advice, you were there. Your kind, giving soul was ever present when you walked into a Beth Emmet space, and it was a beautiful thing to experience. You found your own path here through music and midot, and it warms my heart to know that this is your community too. When I first shared with you my decision to retire, your immediate response is, but we can't leave Beth Emmet altogether. You have been my loving partner in this holy work, and I'm forever grateful, and I love you. And before I end, I must make a confession. In the old sanctuary, where no one was ever satisfied with the temperature, well, I was not always truthful with you. By the door to the old sanctuary, there was a pneumatic thermostat. When you told me you were freezing, I would go over to the thermostat and push the gauge one way, and it would produce an audible hissing sound. I looked at you, and you gave me a thumbs up. And then someone else would tell me how hot they were, and again, I would go to the thermostat, swing the gauge the other direction, and it would produce an audible hiss. And again, I got a thumbs up. Well, I feel compelled to let you know that, in fact, that thermostat has been disconnected way before I arrived at Beth Emmet. But it worked, because after services, you would thank me for making it better. It has been my honor of my career and the joy of my life to serve this community. I will not be going far, and I look forward to staying engaged and seeing you as a civilian. Shabbat Shalom.
I was responsible for computer performance for large systems, and people would call up and do these things. I'd go quickly crack on the keyboard. So how's that?
Well, as we've all said tonight, we all spend a lot of time together and we think a lot alike, so a lot of what I'm going to say has already been said. This evening is amazing. My heart is so full and I'm so moved by just everybody's being here and the love in the room and the celebration of our community. It means everything to me, so thank you. And how appropriate that I share the bima with Becky and Marcy. We've shared so many things over the years, the good times and the bad. When I think of our work as Clay Kodesh, we did our best to exemplify the image which was on the wall tonight, taken from the Siddur. There is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. And I'll tell you, we did a lot of joining hands and marching together over the decades. And not that we didn't pull in different directions sometimes, but we ended up together, I think, to everyone's, benefit. I'm filled with love and gratitude. I am fortunate, I'm blessed to have done this sacred work alongside the most outstanding educators and mentors, Rabbi Noble and Rabbi London, Rhonda Mladenoff, who, as Becky mentioned, her yard site is on Mother's Day. She died 16 years ago on Mother's Day. Haima Levin, who was the first person who hired me to work here, actually, and Marcy Dickman, of course. Their generosity of spirit, their passion for Judaism, open arms, open hearts, and open minds, and their utmost integrity have nourished my soul. To the newest members of our Clay Kodesh, Cantor Young, right? Oh, there you are. You were there, now you're here, okay. And Pierce, who's way over there. Both of you just, came in with full of energy and enthusiasm and great ideas and great smiles and deep love. And in Midot, we call it Zerizut. It's a spirit of do it now, like just jump in and do it, and amazing. So thank you all for sharing your gifts with our community. To the many teachers who gave their all to our early childhood program, and many of you remember many of those teachers, they were the heart and soul of the classrooms, and I learned so much from each of them. Together, we built a school that truly respected young children and infused in them a love of Judaism. And to their parents, many of you who are here tonight, who entrusted us with the precious young humans and found along the way a Jewish community in which to raise your families. I love when parents stop to tell me at the library or the grocery store or out and about and tell me how their kids, whether they're in high school or college or adults, real adults, are still connected with their friends from preschool. They use the menorah that they made when they were 3 years old. It lives on. And then, of course, the kids themselves, some of whom who are also here tonight, each a delight in their own way. I have so many memories, so many relationships, so much joy and passion with these children. Kids who once greeted me enthusiastically every morning for years to share their joys and their oys as only young children can, and who now walk past me and look at me like, maybe I knew you once, maybe I've seen you somewhere before. It's just the funniest thing. That's not for everybody. Some kids actually do remember, but 90% of kids have no recollections, all a big mystery. It's funny. The seeds for a love of Judaism and the joy of being in a Jewish community were deeply planted, and I hope that they continue to flourish in each one of them. And you can only imagine the mess 5 classrooms of young children can create every morning. Thanks to all those who have been a part of our maintenance staff, along with the many members of the office crew, and Debbie Gilbert, of course, for taking care of us, and Becky, as the executive director for all those years. You steered the ship with an open heart, a welcoming smile, and always a willingness to jump in. It truly takes a village. That should be eminently clear from tonight's service. It does take a village. One of the joys of our Clay Kodesh is that we don't work in silos. Co-leading a Midot Vad with Marcy, studying Jewish texts one-on-one with her each week has enriched me in ways I could not foresee. Her wisdom and the way she shares of herself have taught me so much about myself. I'm grateful that Rabbi London offered me the opportunity to work on the pastoral care team stemming from my work on the late, great Ozrim Committee. By the way, I'm going to put in a plug too, Becky. Did you know that each week a Beth Emet volunteer prepares and delivers a Shabbat Connection dinner to someone in our community? We always are looking for more cooks. So if you're interested in cooking for Shabbat Connections, even if it's only once a year, please come find me. And of course, no words are enough to thank my husband, Daniel, in the 3 Dan band over here. Just a random coincidence of life. And our sons, Ben and Eli, who grew up here at Beth Emet. We were congregants for years before I joined the staff, and Daniel and I are both looking forward to my new status, as Becky said, as civilian. Shabbat Shalom.
All this will be yours next year, just say. Yeah.
And as of tonight, we're going to make Ralph an honorary Dan, since everybody else's husband was named Dan. We got Dan Cabron, Dan London, and Dan Kaplan. The Dan Band, the Dan Band.
Not a jam band, not a jam band.
As we conclude our service, a couple of final prayers. One, as we march from our Egyptian slavery to freedom in the wilderness and towards Mount Sinai, we count these days, remembering the sheaf of barley, the omer that was brought as an offering when the temple stood in Jerusalem. And now we count these days as we approach Sinai so that we might attain a heart of wisdom. And certainly Becky, Marcy, and Kathy have done so much to help us in our lives grow in our wisdom. And may our hearts continue to grow in all the ways that they have taught us. As we say this blessing together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al sfirat ha'omer, hayom shiv'a v'esrim yom shehem shlosha shavuot v'shisha yamim la'omer. Today is 27 days, which is 3 weeks and 6 weeks of the Omer.